How's it going, guys, and welcome to today's video. It was exactly 1 year ago today that I posted my very first video to YouTube, and in that last year I have learned a lot and things have changed a lot on the channel. Today I wanted to look back over the last year and kind of talk about how we got to where we're at and kind of where I hope things end up going. And what he said. That's what we're talking about today on Farmer Tyler Ranch. I got started on YouTube, I think the same way that most everybody that has a channel got started. And that is that before I had a channel, I was just a really big fan of YouTube. I would watch videos all the time and I just really enjoyed it. I think that anybody that's that big of a fan at some point just has that moment where they think to themselves, you know, I wonder if I could make a channel, or I wonder if I made a video, if anyone would want to watch it. So as time went on and I kept talking about how I wanted to start a channel, I thought I could make a cool channel. My wife finally said to me, then why don't you just do it? And I kind of thought about it, and there's really nothing holding me back. So I decided, yeah, why don't I just do it? Quiet. So one day while I was at work building a hopper basket, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and film this because there's a few different aspects here that might make good videos, like how to use a plasma cutter, how to use a welder, and just kind of just an overview of general metal fabrication. So what the heck, I'm gonna film this and see if I can find some sort of editing app to put it together, and we'll see what happens. The reason that I say app is because back then, and actually even still now, in fact what you're watching right now is being filmed on my iPhone. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that my experience posting my first video was probably a lot like what a lot of people go through. See, in my mind, this was the greatest video anyone had ever made, and I was so excited to get it posted, and I couldn't wait for it to go live. So when it finally did go live, I kept refreshing to check views, and I just couldn't understand why it wasn't getting any views. And just a little side note, now I just went back and watched that first video, and it is definitely not the greatest video ever made. So to me, that was the hardest part when I was just starting out. I was putting in all the work filming the videos, putting in all the work editing the videos, and putting everything together. You do all this work and then you get them posted, and there was just really no payoff. I mean, I would get maybe like 10 views, and I'm pretty sure that I know who all the people were that viewed it. And hey, I'm gonna be honest, probably half of the views were me. So as time went on, things ever so gradually picked up a little bit, and that was in large part due to friends and family just spreading the word about the channel. But to be honest, your inner circle's reach, or mine anyway, their reach only goes so far. And things really didn't change for me until one of my subscribers, I think I know who it was. I don't want to say if it's the wrong person, so if you're the person that did this, tell me in the comments. But they recommended one of my videos to Vieser Cattle Company, which is another channel. And back in those days, Ben Vieser used to do channel shout outs for small channels. And when he got wind of my channel and gave me the shout out, I got like 100 subscribers overnight, and things started to take off a little bit from there. The more I think about it, I think the guy that mentioned me to Ben Vieser that got me that shout out found my channel through a shout out from Denny's Country Life. All these channels that I'm mentioning, if you haven't checked them out already, go give them a look. I used to love Shout Out Friday on Ben's channel, and when he mentioned my channel, that meant so much to me. So I don't think Ben watches my channel. Maybe he does. Ben, if you're watching, I really appreciate it. The wave of subscribers from the Vieser shout out gave me that extra kind of motivational push that I needed to decide that this really was something that I enjoyed doing, and now I was finally starting to get some of the payoff. I remember my first video that hit 100 views and I was just over the moon. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. It was around this time that I decided that if I was going to do this, I wanted to do it right. And my philosophy on anything like this is that if you want to be good at something, look at other people who are good at it and do what they do. So it's not to say that you should copy everything that someone else does, but pick out different aspects of, in this case, what makes a channel successful. And one of the things that I noticed that all the big successful channels did was they released videos on scheduled times, on scheduled days, and I, as a viewer, really enjoyed and appreciated that, so I decided that was something that I needed to start doing. Finally, I think the cows are out of the corral now, so we don't have to listen to them cry. A few more months went by, and over time the channel was growing, not rapidly, but I would maybe get, 10 or so subscribers a week, which I thought was good. It was a fairly decent level of growth. And then one day I decided to make a video about my 3-point lifting arm for my blue tractor. Now, the funny thing about that is that video was one that I almost didn't make because I didn't even know if anyone would care about that or be interested by it. Now, it may seem like kind of a random story, but it wasn't even right when the video was released. I think it was a couple months later. A guy on a channel that goes by the name DIY with Uncle Kai, that's Kai CY, he watched that video and liked that lift arm, and he must have mentioned me on Facebook or something, because all of a sudden the views on that video just took off. I couldn't believe it. It was getting like thousands of views a day. And with those views came another surge of subscribers. So that was probably the real second wave of growth for the channel. So that random little video that I almost didn't make was actually my first video to hit 100,000 views. And I want to say that that video, or all the views that I got from that video, is what also got me over the 1,000 subscriber mark. So now we're really on a roll, and I decided that it was time to start investing in some more camera equipment. I'd already gotten a tripod at this point, which is maybe one of the most important things that you can have. But the other, oh boy, I don't know, probably equally as important is a microphone. The first mic that I got was a stationary mic that attached to the camera, or phone in my case. And it was not the greatest. I made quite a few videos with it, and it was better because it cut down on some wind noise, but it still wasn't gonna be as good as a lapel mic. So after I decided that that microphone wasn't really cutting it, I got a corded lapel mic, and that was good. The sound quality was a lot better, but having that cord attached to you really limited the things that you could do, because you couldn't get too far from the camera. Now we have a wireless lapel mic, and this thing has been a lifesaver. It's opened up a lot of things that I can film now and still get good audio for you guys, and I don't have to be tethered to the camera. In fact, I think one of my biggest pet peeves when I watch videos is when I can't either hear the person talking or the wind noise is so bad that you can't understand what they're saying, or the whole time all you can really hear is the wind. So I really didn't want to put out videos like that, and I know that I did. In fact, I still get complaints about it to this day. People watch those old videos and leave them in the comments telling me how terrible the audio is, and I'm just like, I know it's bad, but I mean, there's nothing I can do about it now. Watch a new video, because I have microphones now. So I got the good mic now, and I think I've got the audio cleaned up pretty well. And time keeps rolling on, keep getting more subscribers until my next big video, which was bringing the bulls here and putting the bulls out with the cows. In fact, to date, that is my most viewed video. I think it has close to, or it might have gone over 250,000 views, and that's like far and away more viewed than anything else that I have out there. And when this video went huge, this was another one that I thought it was an okay video, but I didn't think it was necessarily my best, but it did teach me something. And that is that you just never know what's going to take off. And I don't even really know how these end up taking off. You know, I don't understand. I know there's algorithms and everything with YouTube, and I'm sure it has a lot to do with how many people share videos and things like that. But it's just crazy to me how there's some videos that I think are just kind of mediocre and they take off like crazy. And then there's some videos that I'm really proud of and I think are really good videos, and they just don't get the attention that I think they deserve. And that actually brings up something that I've been wanting to ask you guys for a while, and I might post a poll along with this video. But I want to know what your guys' favorite video is. I'll pick probably 5 that I think are pretty good and put that in the poll. And if there's one that you like that I didn't mention in the poll, let me know in the comments, because I am actually really curious to know which videos you guys think are the best. After posting the bull video, we actually had a pretty crazy summer out here, as a lot of you guys will remember, with pink eye and then the pneumonia outbreak that we had. We definitely had some challenges out here. Some things that we've had to deal with before, and then some things that were totally new. But even though we had those challenges, I still made a point to try to get better camera gear. That's why we ended up getting a drone this year, which I think has really added some cool perspective to different things that we've been doing out here. And I also dug out my old GoPro, and even though it's a Hero 2, which is so old you can't even buy it anymore, I think it's actually added some pretty cool shots. And I love having the ability to film underwater. I've done it a couple times, and I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. And that pretty much brings us up to date. A year later since posting that first video, we're knocking on the door of 13,000 subscribers, which is totally amazing to me. To be honest with you guys, when I first set out to do this, my goal, or what I thought was kind of a realistic expectation, was to hit 1,000 subscribers in a year. So I definitely accomplished that, but I don't really take all the credit. I honestly have to give that credit to you guys, because none of this is possible without you, so thank you. So where does the channel go from here? Well, as we start a new YouTube year, we'll be doing a few of the same things over again. I mean, these are things that I have to do every year, like process cattle, ship calves. We'll be going to the winter pasture soon. I mean, these are just givens that are definitely going to happen. But the thing about ranch life is that even though you are doing the same things year after year, every time you do them, they're a little bit different. Maybe one year you have a crazy cow you have to deal with. Maybe one year you'll have a set of twins that you need. Well, I guess that did happen. The point is, there's a lot of good stuff coming up, both out here on the ranch and back home at the shop. I again want to thank everybody for subscribing and following the channel. Leave me a comment, let me know how you found the channel, and also what your favorite video is. Thanks for hanging out at the ranch with me today, guys, and I hope I'll see you again on Farmer Tyler Ranch. When did I start saying that?